If you're just starting an agency or you're looking to actually start your first ever attempt at running an agency or really anything in like the Wi-Fi internet money making space, I'm going to tell you what I see most commonly. A lot of these like beginners or people just starting their agency, a lot of the mistakes that you're probably making and how you should avoid it and what you should be doing instead. Now, most of this is going to be off the top of my head. This is not scripted. This is completely raw, and I'm honestly just kind of free throwing this, all right? So I'm going to try to cut to the fluff. I'm going to cut out the ums and uts and all those stutterings and stuff. But let's get right into it because a lot of this are mistakes I made pretty early on, mistakes I've seen other people make, and just shit that's going to slow down your progression. And it's just not worthwhile, okay? I've been doing this for 3 years now. I tried starting my agency back when I was 18. I'm 23 now. I've gone through 3 different agencies, so I have made so many of these mistakes over and over and over across all my other agencies. Let's jump on in. The first most common issue I see, which is honestly probably glorified by a lot of like these course sellers or these gurus, is outsourcing all your work to some dude in India or some third world country and charging the client 3 to 5K a month. It's not that easy. It doesn't work like that. Might work, once or twice for you, but trust me, that is not how you retain clients, okay? Please don't have the mindset that you're going to be able to sell this company Facebook ads, charge them $3,000 a month and pay someone $50 a month to do the work in like Pakistan or something, right? It doesn't work like that. Yes, there are people you can hire in other countries to do the work. That is very common. But you also need to keep in mind your goal is to retain the client, right? So if you're hiring someone for $50 a month and you're charging a client $3,000, do you really think that client's going to get quality ads? Do you really think the ad copy, the creatives, the messaging, the targeting, or their knowledge is going to be on par? Probably not. Even if you do happen to close that client and get that deal, you're probably going to churn them or lose them next month, and boom, no more $3,000 a month. You're just chasing checks every single month because you keep losing those clients. Don't do that. So what do? No, I'm not telling you to go out and pay, a US employee $7,000 a month for Facebook ads management. You can't afford that. Most people can't afford that, especially when you're just starting out. There's nothing wrong with outsourcing, but there's also nothing wrong with doing the work yourself. It's kind of like a hybrid meet in the middle. You should be able to have the confidence and the skill level to know what you're doing. Don't sell Facebook ads if you don't know how to run Facebook ads. You need to understand how Facebook ads work. You need to know how to set up, manage, scale, optimize messaging, targeting, creatives, whatever it is for Facebook ads. You don't necessarily have to do all the work, but you have to know what goes on and how it works so that you can manage the people you're outsourcing or hiring better than just assuming they're doing the job. Can't just assume this person knows what they're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to manage Facebook ads, then how are you supposed to manage this person who says they're running Facebook ads? You need to be some sort of level of expert. And that's what I tell everyone just starting out. You need to become the expert before you sell the service. Yes, you absolutely can sell the service without, knowing how to do it completely. Maybe you don't have to be on the same level of me or some of these like ad people, but you need to know what you're doing, what you're talking about. Not only will having confidence and being an expert in the service you're selling help you train, help you monitor the accounts better, help you close the accounts, it's going to help across all areas of your agency. Do you know how easy it is, figuratively speaking, or not entirely true, but how easy it is for me to sell clients my Google Ads services? Because I know what goes on. I'm like a Google Ads like guru wizard kind of thing. I'm telling you, on these calls, I don't even really treat them like sales calls. I have no scripts. I'm just doing it raw like this. I'm just talking to the client, being transparent, and I'm like, hey man, you're running Google Ads. Let me take a look. I'll tell you what you're doing wrong, why it sucks, and how we can fix it. And I'm just going through it and just using my expertise and telling the client what's wrong. And because of that, they want to work with me most of the time. They're like, oh, wow, you know your stuff, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Whereas if I had zero experience whatsoever, I wouldn't be able to go in and audit and analyze their ad account and tell them what they're doing wrong or strategically tell them what they should be doing. I would probably just be doing all these like weird sale tactic script things, which don't work. It's not authentic. You don't want to do that. So yeah, that kind of leans into number 2 is you should definitely become somewhat of an expert or have pretty high level knowledge of what's going on and what service you're selling. You're selling Google Ads. You better take a couple hours of some Google Ad crash courses and learn what's going on. You should be able to know how to set up and optimize and scale a meta ad campaign or a Google ad campaign or a Pinterest board campaign. I don't know. But still, you should know what you're selling. It makes selling a lot easier. It makes managing the account a lot easier. It makes performance a lot easier. It just helps in the long run. All right, let's move into the next one. Don't overthink your website. Don't overthink it. A lot of you probably already skipped this step, which is good, but I know so many people who spend like 2 weeks on their website or their landing page, or they like, pay someone a couple $1,000s to dial it in before they even have their first client. Guys, at the time you're watching this video, I don't know when it is, it's April 2025 right now, but if you go to my website, ppcpowerhouse.com, it just says under construction. There's a contact form and a big header that says under construction. It's been under construction for 11 months now. I haven't had a website in 11 months. And even when I first did have a website, it was a landing page. It was actually a really good landing page. I don't know why I ever switched away from it. I low-key should go back to it after this video because I still don't have a website. But still, don't overthink the website. You don't even need a website when you're just starting out. I am nearly 3 years into this, and we're just now hiring someone to create like a fancy like landing page website thing. Just now. I don't even have a logo. I don't have a logo. I don't even have a text face logo, a type font logo. It just says PPC Powerhouse and like Arial and like some green font. I don't know if I'll ever have a logo. I mean, I probably will, but I don't know. I just don't care about it right now. I don't need a logo. Trust me, your clients aren't looking at you thinking, oh, wow, these people don't have a website. They don't have a logo. That's kind of scammy. Now, to a degree, that is true. Look, if you're a web designer, no shit, you need a website, and you need a website that's incredible. But if you're just managing ads, like a landing page suffices, right? Gets the point across, way to reach out and contact you or your agency, show some case studies, some testimonials, some videos, some proof of concept, all that type of stuff. But you don't need like a framer level, Webflow type, high-end skill designer website to actually get leads. You just need authenticity, you need to be an expert in your space, and you need to be able to sell and get leads. Like I said, we don't have a website and we do pretty fine, okay? Honestly, going back to the first bit, a big issue I see is way overcharging to the point where you don't even get clients. I mean, I know I've taken a lot of these courses. I even presently, sneak in and peek in on like agency courses. A lot of people are like, yeah, you can get local service companies or you can get clothing brand clients for like $2,000 to $5,000 per month. That's true. That exists. But if this is your first, second, third, fourth month running an agency, that's probably not going to happen for 90% of you. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen because you're not capable of it. I'm saying you probably shouldn't be aiming for that. My agency, I've been doing this for 3 years. We're not even super focused on those type of clients. Trust me, we have some big clients, but like most of our clients are around like the 7, 8, 900 a month, ticket, which is still pretty good. That's life-changing money to a lot of people. But especially if you're new to this and you're starting out, you should be starting much, much lower. That's my personal opinion. I think you need to stack up and get clients and get experience and learn, right? One, you need to learn how to actually do what you're doing, how to run the agency, the back end of the agency, the team, the sales. There's so much that goes into running an agency that you probably won't notice until you get your 5th or 10th client because it's so much easier before then. But with that, you really shouldn't be overcharging. I mean, there's no reason for you to charge $3,000 a month your first time trying to start an agency. One, respectively, you may not even be worth that much. Your agency might not even be worth it. The value, the performance, the expertise may not be worth it. But secondly, if you're starting out, you should be hungry. You should be hungry to just get clients and get results. That's what I did. My first ever client, like official client, I think it was a roofing company for $200 a month. I was managing their Google Ads. I managed it for 3 months, made practically no money at that rate, but we got them some insane results. I got a video testimonial out of them. I made like a whole Loom testimonial out of the account, how we took them from X revenue to this revenue, their Google Ads performance, the difference, all the stuff. And I used that in all my cold emailing. I used that testimonial like crazy. I was spamming that shit, dude. It was nuts. And let me tell you, that case study, that testimonial took me so far because seeing an actual case study or an actual testimonial from someone is proof of concept rather than just an email saying, hey, I can get you leads for your roofing company. No, it's like I can. And then here's this video that proves it, right? So that helps a lot. And that's something to keep in mind too when you're just starting out is, hey, maybe I'd take it a little bit slower, take it easier, go a little lower ticket, get some like, low, small, medium-sized businesses, charge them a couple $100 a month or maybe a small flat fee. In exchange, I get a testimonial, I get a review, I get to utilize their case study. And that is when you start scaling things and snowballing. There's definitely a lot more we could like dive into and talk about. There's probably so many mistakes I see a lot of people make that I could go a lot deeper on. I'll probably save it for another video, but to me, these are just the high level things that I don't see that are talked about enough. And again, these are just my perspective, my opinions. I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. But more importantly, what I do want to hear is what kind of other videos or contents do you want me to talk about or make? Happy to go more in depth on my agency, how I run my agency, how we get clients, how we sell, our back end systems, or just like day to day running an agency, what's it like and what you need to know. Comment below. Really hope you guys found some sort of value in this video. I appreciate you.